Thinking of playing Iron Cross man-to-man combat on the East Front 1941-42. So I am back to Iron Cross, and I'm back much sooner than I thought I would be. I think the overriding reason why, and this is huge for me, is that in thinking about the earlier play, which wasn't that long ago, in reflecting on that, I became fairly, now I won't even say confident, I became sufficiently interested in the prospect of actually being able to execute fire and maneuver tactics with this game. And that is huge for me. That is a huge driver for especially wargaming, well, for wargaming at the lower combat action scope, small unit action. But I'll mention a few things briefly before starting up again here. Fun and interest. What makes it fun and interesting? I think, and these are really, I think, keys for small unit combat action games. I think it's the very interesting interplay between proficiency checks. I always think about doing car work when I say that, but proficiency checks, observation checks, and then of course the combat system. I mean, every war game has, maybe I shouldn't even say every, but obviously the overwhelming majority of war games at this scale and scope are going to have obviously chance playing with the combat system. But here you have almost like a balanced interplay between, again, proficiency checks, observation checks, and then the engagements. Very interesting. Very interesting. What else? Two modes. What do they call them? Combat states. Again, a must for this scale. Yeah, it really is a must at this scale and scope. Leadership is there, but it's not overwhelming. I do not want leadership overwhelming. I easily get overloaded and have a negative reaction to leadership being played up. But here it's there, but leadership is more a function of proficiency than anything. Although leaders do have special capabilities, but yeah, again, they don't feel overriding. Okay. Let's see what can be done here. Again, when I say let's see what can be done, can I really get fire and maneuver tactics going at an overt level, at a compelling level? So I am generally playing the Demyansk first scenario, but I mean, yeah, I'll try to play by it as I don't know, as much as I can. But again, most importantly, I want to see what kind of sophisticated tactics can be brought out here. Now, rules-wise, I'm playing with every single rule I can think of. I will not be skipping anything. So I'm going to be using the rosters. We've got our grenade totals. We've got our for our machine guns, we have our modes selected. I guess those are the main ones. We'll mark off crew members of the crewed weapon units as they're lost, and ammunition. Yeah, actually I should jot down the ammo as well, So we will be playing with ammo, and we will see what can be done. The German setup is very similar to before, only some small adjustments back here. But the big change is, I do believe, well, I'll go ahead and double check real quick, but Demyansk pocket, scenario 1, I do believe that the Germans can, yeah, they can set up on Hill Kilo. That's Hill Kilo, so the Germans did put a buddy team of riflemen forward on the Hill Kilo there in the woods in down combat state. Okay, yeah, there are the ammo levels. So before I jot them down for myself, for the German setup, medium machine gun number 1, 12 in parentheses. 12 is the ammo level for the machine gun. By the way, the 10 there, the 10 there is the ammo for the light machine gun in the squad. Interesting. So there's an 8 over here for each Soviet squad. So there still should be another light machine gun. Because what this means is, by the way, so Russian setup, squad A, squad alpha, 8 in parentheses, should be the ammunition for a machine gun in the squad. But it says less LMG PR8. That means you have to take out 1 light machine gun with a proficiency rating of 8. Okay. I'll jot those down, and then we should be able to get started. So the difference is when the Russians come on the map, and again they can come on. So from this road that leaves the map, we're playing with this. I think they call this map number 2, but I don't think they're labeled. Anyways, we're playing with this center map here again. And the Russians can enter from this road down here on the east side and all the way along the north baseline. Okay, so it's we start off the game. Russian player moves first, so they're going to be the first player, so it's the Russian player turn. Morale phase, don't need to do anything off the bat. Support fire phase, we're not on the board, and then we're going to go to movement phase. Obviously, the Russians are moving on to the board, onto the map area. First, you do check performance, but you don't need to do that until the first shots are fired. So then we move units. I want to point out something just because I went through it in detail. So the first squad, I'm going to take Charlie's squad here, and I'm going to move them into this multi-hex building here, because basically they need to probably set up a base of fire against those Germans there so that we can get more Russians onto the map. But here's the interesting thing. So here's Charlie's squad. I look at all of the proficiency ratings, and so there are 12 soldiers here. 12 soldiers here. And there are 2 9 proficiency soldiers. That's probably the squad leader, but in game terms that doesn't matter. What matters is you have 2 9 proficiency soldiers, and the rest go down from there. 8, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5. So using the acting leader rule mechanic, which I like, this stack can move as if it had a leader. So the 9 PR rifleman here is an acting leader, and the 9 PR machine pistol soldier here is an acting leader. Okay, my point is, if I try to break them down into smaller teams, if I try to break them down into smaller teams, then once the proficiency checks have to start, basically you can only get two leader-led teams, basically. And so they're 6 and 6. Remember, stacking is 6 individuals, and my point is to maximize the leadership. I have 2 6 soldier teams here, which means that when they come on the map here, because they're stacked together, they're more vulnerable, right? I want to spread out for protection, but I need to consult. Basically, I want to spread out or disperse for survivability, but I have to consolidate for leadership and to take advantage of basically initiative. I find that interesting. Here I'm using the assistant platoon leader, who also, well, assistant platoon leader is a leader. The leader is going to move with the medium machine gun here. Yeah, at least for now. Okay, so I just thought I would show that. What I'm going to do when I start, I'm going to send the first team onto the board here. Yeah, I'll send this one. I'm just showing that I am going to choose to consolidate for leadership and take a risk in survivability. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I'm not going to play these half hexes. I'm not sure if I am or I'm not supposed to, but I'm not going to play the half hexes. So they're going to start here and they're going to move one hex into the, so this is a multi-hex building. They are in up combat state. So they're paying 2 to move into the multi-hex building, and then they're going to go 3, 4. At this point, I don't see any reason to not have the Germans try to observe the Russians moving to the edge of the building there. Okay, so for observation, we start with the base observation value for the terrain in the hex we're trying to observe. It's a multi-hex building, which is 5. The range is 8 hexes. Yeah, range is 8 hexes, and the net modifiers are -3. That's -2 for moving, and -1 for having 4 or more. Was it 4 or more? I need to get this right. 4 or more. Yeah, okay, 4 or more in the hex. So, oh, that's too bad. So they actually had a not too bad chance, but they rolled very high, so they did not successfully observe. I never thought about it. So could they still do opportunity fire and it's unobserved? I would think so. Okay, so even though I walked through that procedure, it was completely irrelevant, even though I walked through it. I think observation, I don't think there is observation separate from some other rule action you're taking, primarily firing, I think. Even though I could imagine a more complex game having observation separate, but no, I don't think I was supposed to do that. I think, yeah, observation would have been part of opportunity fire, and these riflemen aren't eligible for opportunity fire because it's beyond range. I keep forgetting that, although I keep saying how much I like that rule, and then I keep forgetting it. Yeah, it's beyond the range to do opportunity fire, so there is no observing here. Okay, so we pick up the units again, and so they have 4, or they've spent 4, they have 2 remaining, and so they are going to go, yeah, they are going to go to the down posture. So they expend their last 2 movement points to go to the down posture. And so they are, after all of that, they are marked as having moved.